Welcome, everybody, to today's installment of Home Solutions. Thanks for being with us this morning. Hope everybody's out there is doing well. Maybe you're driving around this morning, scratching things off that honey-do list, or maybe you're looking for some materials for your next DIY project. We've had a good week here and excited for the weekend. I know you guys are too. And no matter how you're listening today, we thank you for listening. Dennis Purvis here from Pro 93 Home Solutions, your sponsor of Home Solutions every week. We're here in the Mix 1041 studio today. And listen, whether you're listening online, streaming maybe you're on the Mix 1041 app, maybe you're listening on the old traditional radio, driving around on Mix 1041 or 1013 The Buzz, or maybe you're watching us on Facebook. Hi, Facebook world. And if you're on Facebook world, you know that I'm not alone in here, but we're going to get to them in just a second. Real quick, it's time for the shameless plug of the week. Folks, what we're going to be talking about today are great things that you can do yourself, that you can tackle projects for yourself. We're here at Pro 93 for when it gets above your pay grade, or you don't have the time to take care of those home repairs. Anything residential, home improvement, home repairs, we're here for you. We're your locally owned, veteran-owned general contractor. We can have everything from your small repairs to exterior repairs, remodeling kitchens, bathrooms are kind of our specialty, finishing basements, additions. We've seen a lot of that lately, people just growing the size of their home to meet the needs of their family, and all the way up to new construction. Whatever it is, we're here for you. 458-4135 is how you get a hold of us, or you can reach out, pro93homesolutions.com, hit the contact tab. That'll come straight to us, actually come straight to my phone, so we'll be able to get to you very quickly. And also remember, we've got our clean team that's ready to come out to your home or your business, whether it's light commercial or residential, and take care of your cleaning needs. Whether it's a one-time clean, a construction clean out, maybe it's a move in or a move out clean, or you want recurring service, Wendy and our crew would love to talk to you about getting you on the schedule. We are a green clean team, meaning we don't use any harsh chemicals, no ammonia, no chlorine, all natural stuff, and I think you'll love it. Folks, give us a call, 458-4135. That said, it's time. 2 weeks in a row, I've been blessed by his presence. Ryan Ulrich from Elders Ace Hardware here in Cleveland. Ryan, how you doing today?
Fabulous. Thank you.
And now listen, brought me a garden lady last week.
Yep.
You promised me a new paint member of my mafia today. Is that what you're trying to do?
That's right. We have Trina here today.
Oh, Trina. Trina Runyon. How are you, ma'am?
I'm great, thank you.
Trina is the assistant store manager, but she's in charge of paint,
Yes,
the paint department.
Yes, that's correct.
And I think anybody that has ever, it's hard to miss the paint when you walk into Elders Ace,
Yes.
because it's literally right there in your face.
That's correct.
And, a big portion of your store is devoted to all things paint. So it's something that I think everybody thinks about. But today what we want to talk about is what makes the Elders difference, why they should be coming to you guys. So first, let's just talk about the store. So Ryan, talk a little bit about the difference. What's the Elders Ace difference? What sets you guys apart?
You know Ace, if you've ever heard their slogan, we're the helpful hardware folk, right? So we're there to help. And we have a good, convenient location. You can slip right in, come in, get what you need, get out real quick without having a big parking lot or a big lot of traffic to go through. So, and
I can tell you from personal experience, Ace is the place I go when I know I'm on a time crunch, I'm on a deadline, I need something quickly. You get to know as a contractor, you get to know who carries what. Ace, you think about it, it's not as big as some of the big box stores, and I think a lot of that is because you look up and see the ceilings that go forever. But honestly, there is so much in there. Very little have I walked in there and walked out without what I went in for. But I think, Ryan, we hear the tagline in our head when we hear Ace. You hear the jingle, but I don't know that it's because I don't use Ace Hardwares outside of Cleveland because this is where I live and work. But I feel like you guys exemplify that and everything, because every time I go in there, I've always greeted, always asked if they could help. And something you said last week during the show that really stuck with me is you said the word sales not in your guys' vocabulary. Talk about that a little bit.
Right. So, we believe that if we help people, that bottom line will take care of itself. So sales is not something we focus on. We don't have salespeople. We don't pay commissions. What we have people out there are there to help, and that's it. So everything, the customer priority. We have department heads and we have people that are stock shelves and stuff, but everyone handles customers. So your job is not just to stock. If you're a stocking person, your job is to help customers first.
And I can tell you, for me, what I hear is you're not pushy. And that's one of the things I hate about when you go somewhere is, I'm very seldom am I browsing. Right. If I'm going to a store, especially in this day and age of a pandemic, if you're going to go to a store, put on your mask, do all the stuff, go there, you're going there with a purpose. So being able to have, and even when there's times that I haven't known exactly where something is, it has taken, everybody there has either, if they didn't know, they made sure to find somebody who did. And that's something I think really does set you guys apart from a lot of other places, not just here, but just overall. I mean, we've all kind of been those places where you feel like you walked out with more than you wanted to because the salesperson was better than they needed to be. So thank you guys for that. I can tell you, as not just as a homeowner, but as a contractor, being able to know you can get in, get out, get what you need. And again, there's times I've been there multiple times a day off the same job. So it's always nice to do. So we talked about that, and I think that difference you're going to see here in a little bit. And I'm going to save the thunder for Trina to talk about something that they have there in their paint department. I'm not going to tell anybody. We're going to tease it. So Trina, first let's talk about you a little bit. How'd you get here?
Well, I was actually looking for a job when I was 18 years old, and I applied at Ace Hardware, and they called me, and I went in for interview, and so that's where it all started.
You've been there since you were 18? So was that like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely.
See that? All that experience, see what I did there? That's how you get them in your mafia, folks. So I'm assuming you've probably worked, they probably didn't hire you in as assistant store manager. You probably worked your way up, it sounds like.
Yes, I did.
So why paint?
Well, I used to do home decor.
Yeah.
And then they've moved me into paint. And those two mingled together very well.
Yeah, I would say so. Mm-hmm. And my wife's got the bills to prove it. Yeah, I think I want to redo the bathroom. I know what that means. Mm-hmm. You know what that means?
Absolutely.
It means I'm going to stay out of her way and hand over the money. And just, it's not a hill you want to die on. Just not something you're going to do. So paint there at, you guys are Benjamin Moore, and is your guys' your paint brand that you guys carry. In your opinion, what sets Benjamin Moore apart from some of the other folks' stuff they have?
Well, for one, we're the only Benjamin Moore dealer here in Cleveland. And also we carry Clark and Kensington and the Ace Royal also.
And how do those compare in your experience to other paints and other brands? Any complaints?
Well, compared to like Valspar, it coats much better. The coverage is better. The color's better. We use the Benjamin Moore Ace Gen X colorant, so that's going to give you a better color and last longer.
Now, if somebody's coming in here with other brands, or maybe everybody's got those old cans of paint sitting in their garage. Do you guys do color match there?
We do.
Fantastic. And say somebody's got maybe a brand from another location. Do you guys have the codes to other competitors, like other paints?
We do. We can mix Sherwin-Williams. We can mix Valspar, PPG. We can, I forget some of the other ones.
Porter.
Porter.
Yeah.
Farrell and Calhoun. We can mix those colors.
So that's pretty much everybody around here.
We have a lot of them that we can color match.
So one of the things, and I won't name the brand or the location, but you just mentioned them, so you guys at home can do the sleuthing. It has been really hard to get paint lately.
Yes,
from certain places. Are you guys seeing the same thing?
Well, we've seen some things that are on shortage, but we've done a really great job to keep paint stocked in the store for our customers. And we've even had customers come in that have shopped at some of the competitors, and they say that they've been having shortages, so they've come to us. And it is real, and I don't understand that one, but it seems like of all the things in the world, but hey, I'm just here to be a blessing. I don't ask that. But I also have a business to run, and folks expect their job to be done on time. So there are times where you gotta go where the materials are. When you guys are
getting folks to come in? What's the number one reason people come to the paint desk?
Well, because they wanna paint.
What's their level of experience of most of those folks?
Oh, most, yeah. They've never painted before. Absolutely.
Do you guys
we
have
have the beginners?
Yeah, Gary, say, do you have like the little primers, like the little how-tos on what they need to do?
And then they'll come in. First thing we'll do is direct them to our chip rack and have them pick out a color. And then it depends on what their project is. If they're painting their bathroom, their kitchen, their bedroom, or even exterior. And, kind of ask all the questions. What are you painting? Is it new? Is it new like sheetrock? So of course they want to pre-prime, just things like that. So asking the questions is very important.
So it's going through it with them step by step.
Yes.
And it's one of the things that, and I will tell everybody out there, painting is one of the things that anybody listening to this right now can do. Right? I didn't say you could do it well, but I said you could do it. I was a reverse paint snob. For years I thought, painting, how hard can it be? I can build you a deck. I can, anything wood, carpentry. Yeah, let's go take care of it. Then I decided I was going to paint a bathroom one time. And then I got there and got overwhelmed because, boy, there's not one kind of paint. There's not one finish of paint. There's not one, you don't think about, it's going in a wet area. Maybe you need something that's got a mildewcide in it. Maybe something that's going to repel that stuff if it's going to be wet all the time, or especially around a shower or around a sink or around a toilet. Folks, you need to go somewhere where if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're right there with me where I was a few years ago, and you go find someone like Trina who can help walk you through that process. And to that end, this is what they call in the business a tease. Because we're going to talk about the big thing that you guys do at your paint desk, which I think is one of the coolest things I've ever even heard of, let alone seen a company put their money where their mouth is. What do you guys call the thing of which I'm talking, Trina? Let's just tease it. What do you guys call your
extra mile?
The extra mile promise?
Yes.
That sounds. And what kind of promise is that? Oh, now you got to wait to find out. The extra mile promise at Ace, right here, Cleveland, Tennessee, with Trina. She's the only person that knows it. It's a secret. All right? Actually, it's right here in their ad for the month, but Trina's the one you need to go talk to about it. When we come back, we're going to take a short break. We're going to talk about, with Ryan and Trina, we're going to talk about the extra mile promise. Folks, you're going to be impressed, and you're going to want to, if you've got a paint project, it's that time of year when people are thinking about their exteriors, thinking about their decks, thinking about freshening things up. Now is the time, and Ace is where you need to go. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Bucks. Are you tired of going to YouTube or Google for answers to your home improvement questions? Maybe you have more projects than you have time. No matter where you are in the process, Pro 93 Home Solutions is ready to serve you. Pro 93 is a local, veteran-owned company offering residential and commercial remodeling, cleaning, and security. Contact us today at 458-4135 or online at pro93homesolutions.com. Let the pros at Pro 93 find the solution for your home or business. That's 458-4135. Welcome back, everybody, to Home Solutions. Happy Saturday. Dennis Purvis here with you as always. We're back after the break with Ryan and Trina from Elders Ace right here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Before we go any further, Ryan, where are you guys located?
We're located on the corner of Peerless and 25th Street, right across from Wendy's. It's 990 25th Street.
And if you're listening, you know where they are. You need to go by there because not only do we have Ryan, but I got Trina, the paint guru. That's actually what it says on her name tag. I'm just kidding. She doesn't have a name tag. But we teased it right beforehand. The extra mile promise, Trina. Tell us a little bit about what the extra mile promise is.
Well, the extra mile promise is it's a pledge to our customers that if it ever takes more than one trip to complete their paint project, we'll go the extra mile to get them what they need.
Folks, you heard me say it in the last segment, that there have been days on the same job where I have been to Ace no less than 6 times, which is all cool till I get back and my office manager wants to know why I have 6 receipts when I could have had 1. But it's because you get tunnel vision sometimes in our projects. And look, contractors do it too. And there's things you don't know what you don't know. So you haven't thought all the way through. You're just thinking, I want this wall to be gray, or I want this to be yellow, or I want this trim to be a brighter white. But you don't think of everything that goes in to do it. And one of the things that it's sitting right here that they've got is a project checklist for the Extra Mile Promise. So, Ryan, you're telling me somebody comes in, buys some paint from you, gets home and realizes they don't have any tape. You're gonna take their payment over the phone and deliver it to them so they don't have to get back out?
So the way it works is, so we don't put out the thing that we're the helpful hardware folk and don't back it up right. So,
yeah, no kidding.
So to take it in, you got to buy paint. You got to buy a gallon of paint at least 1 gallon, okay? And then it's on us. You expect us to know what we're talking about to make your recommendations as to what you need for your project by asking the right questions. So do you need a paintbrush? Do you need the roller covers? Do you need tape? Do you need the drop cloth? So we have a list of stuff. We have a little project checklist to go through and make sure that you get everything you need for your project. If we forget something, and you get home and you realize you don't have it, the deal is we'll bring it to you. So it's that simple.
And folks, I'm sitting here looking at this check sheet, and it is fantastic. It's got, it'll show you approximately how much paint you're going to need for the size of your room. It's got or your exterior, what you're looking for. But more than that, and just if you're thinking about this at home, I think about painting immediately. I think about taping stuff off, putting down a drop cloth, and maybe a roller and a brush, a paint liner, pan. All right, that's just off the top of my head. Here's all the stuff I forgot. You've got, what are you going to clean with? What are you going to clean up with? If you spill paint, what are you going to do? Did you get any rags? Oh, wait, if you're painting trim or you're putting up new baseboard, you're going to have nail holes. You're going to need to caulk those. If you're putting up new trim or you're painting stuff like that, you're going to want to patch or repair. You've got, I hung pictures in that wall. Are you going to paint over those nail holes, or are you going to put some spackle up? And then when you do that, once it dries, you can't just leave it there. Then you got to sand it down. I probably forgot sandpaper. I do this for a living, and I just forgot about this. Oh, how are you going to get up there unless you're 7 feet tall? How are you going to get up and paint that crowd molding or the trim at the top? You're going to need a ladder or a step stool, or at the very least, a pole extension for your roller. Oh, and outlet covers. People never think about outlet covers. Do you have a screwdriver? Do you have a flathead screwdriver laying around? Do you know where it is? You may have one in the house, but do you know where it is? I mean, how many different screwdrivers do you think you guys have there? Probably 200 to choose from, yeah. Right? These are all little things that they're telling you. They're going to ask the questions. They've got the checklist. They put their money where their mouth is and said, look, I'll send a guy out to bring it to you. You don't find that kind of guarantee. You don't find that kind of promise. And Ryan, you said off air, the good news is you guys apparently doing your job, because nobody's ever called and said, hey.
Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. So listen, that's what we're trying to do. Put them to the test, folks. That's why they're here. Trina is waiting. She wants to go through this with you. She wants to ask you those questions. Am I right?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. And if they don't, send them out to Joy. She'll take care of them in the garden. She'll get them some flowers, because that makes everybody happy. If you were listening last week, you know what that means. But other things too, guys, is just safety, cleanup after you're done. Just having those kind of things and asking those questions. You don't get that from a lot of folks, and it's something that you're probably not even going to watch. I know everything's YouTube videos. Let me ask you that question. How many times do you guys hear about YouTube how-to videos at all?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It has become it started as a cute thing, and it's become the bane of my existence, because people will tell us that we're not doing what we should be doing the right way because they watched it. They're an accountant for a living, but they watched a 3-minute YouTube video, and we're not putting this in the way they need to. And I'm like, and you're like, well, that's because we're not putting in that kind of appliance, or we're not using that kind of wire. Yeah, but isn't the process the same? No. We've been doing this for a minute. But anyway, but I will say this. What I do love about media are DIY shows. And for all you out there that are DIYers and you're dedicated and you're hardcore, I love you. Because sooner or later, you're going to mess something up, and you're going to need Pro 93 Home Solutions to come out and help you. And we specialize in helping you out. And that leads me into the next part I want to talk about is... It's that time of year where we talk about getting things ready for the not just the winter, but for the fall, because this is the time, especially in this area of the country, where people start to really enjoy their outdoor living areas, their decks, which also means you notice how dirty your house might be, how dirty your stain might be, or how your stain's fading on your deck. And we got called it was 2 years ago. And this gentleman calls and says, hey, I need some help with my deck. Can you come out and take a look? Normally we get out there and it's usually a removal and replacement of a deck, or he needs some boards replaced. We get out there. It's a brand new house with brand new deck. But this guy that he had pressure washed, and he had never pressure washed in his life. And he went out and bought top of the line pressure washer and started spraying his deck at top of the line pressure, and turned his nice deck into one of the coolest peach fuzz things you've ever seen, because he just burned up all the wood before he realized what he was doing. And we showed up at his house and he said, I was trying to save money and I screwed it up. He didn't use the word screwed, and it was really funny, but he was he just like hung his head in shame, and his wife was just standing at the door shaking her head. But folks, it's something that you need to do. You need to do the maintenance, but you also need to make sure you have the right tools for the job, and that you've gotten some direction. And this time of year, getting those things pressure washed, and then getting them stained. And you guys not only are a paint place, but you carry Cabot stain, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
So everything from, if they just want a clear seal over, if you like the wood look or like the wood look you got, talk a little bit about why that's so important, putting a seal or a stain on your exterior wood.
The nice thing about Cabot is they have a whole line of products just for this. So you can get a stripper if you're trying to get some of the old paint off. They've got a conditioner and a cleaner, a brightener and a cleaner that you would apply first. So a lot of people go straight to the pressure washer when they don't necessarily have to use a pressure washer.
Exactly.
You can put some of these cleaners on, take it off the garden hose, let it dry, and then you're ready to stain.
And to be honest with you guys, staining a deck is one of those things. This time of year, we get a couple calls, not just a week, but a day, people asking. And I don't think people realize this. Maybe I shouldn't tell you guys, but staining a deck is not hard. You can do it. I can promise you. It's got far more forgiveness than trying to paint a room. And especially if you're doing just a clear seal, if you like the look of what you've got and you're just wanting to protect it. But folks, exposed, whether it's treated lumber or not, water always wins. And the longer you can keep the water out of your wood, the longer that deck's going to be an outdoor living space for you. What do you guys recommend? The Cabot stains and seals, how long do they usually last?
Anywhere from 2 to 3 years. They always suggest that you do it every 2 to 3 years.
And guys, it's something you can do pretty easily, especially on the decking of the floor. Listen, I've seen people just use a roller with the pole, and they've never bent down to do it. They're just it's like they're sweeping a floor. Some of the stuff you can put on with rags, sponges. There's all kinds of applications you can get for that, and I'm betting they can get all of those things right there at Ace. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So if you're looking for your stain needs, now do you guys? I'm not as familiar with Cabot staining, but do they have like the transparent, semi-transparent, and the solid stains?
Solid,
so they've got.
Well, we have semi-solid and solid.
There you go. And they're going to have tons of color choices to choose from as well, right?
Yeah, and the nice thing, so you're right. They got all the different types of semi-transparent and the solid color stains, and there's lots of different colors. And just the like the amber, what was it called? The timberwood stuff, and that Cabot carries.
The Austrian timber wool.
And we can tint, and the other thing, going further with it, is we can even tint some of these Cabot stains to the color you want. So
wow,
we have that with the capability with the Gen X colorant that Benjamin Moore provides. We can put it into the Cabot stains and tint it whatever color you want.
Folks, there you go. Not only they provide some of the best service in town, but they'll make sure the product is exactly and the color comes out exactly what you want. One tip I would give folks, and you tell me what your guys' thoughts are, is people sometimes don't understand the difference between a solid stain and a transparent or a semi, and that is the more solid it is, the less of their wood they're going to see.
Right.
Yeah. Because I've had folks upset because they loved that color but thought they were going to get the wood grain with it. Folks, let me just tell you, solid stains, just think of it this way. You're painting your
Looks
deck.
like paint.
Yeah.
Right.
You're painting your deck. So when you're thinking about those colors, understand that the color you're seeing on a swatch or in a brochure, that's what you're going to get. There's not going to be wood grain. Over time it is, and that's when you know it's time to go put some more on. But just know that going in that if you like that wood grain look, you want to do some like a transparent or some even, but maybe you want it somewhere in the middle. They'll be happy to show it to you because, Trina, you are the paint guru, correct?
Correct.
There it is. See, she's even claimed her name. I got Joy as my garden lady, and now I got Trina as the paint guru. Ryan, I'm just going to start calling you Mr. Miyagi. That's where we're going to go. You're just going to be Mr. Miyagi from here on out. So you guys talked about paint. We've talked a little bit about all the things that kind of go with that, but you guys also have all the tools they're going to need. You can't give the extra mile promise if you don't have everything they're going to need to finish the job, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
You guys carry what ladders? I know you've got one on sale in here. What size ladders, extension ladders do you guys typically carry? The limit wise.
We carry them up to, I think we got a 20-foot one in there, an extension ladder. The step ladders, I think 8 foot tall, so we carry there. So, but down to 4 and 6 foot. So. Yeah, we got a whole line of ladders along the wall there.
Yeah, and you guys also, because this is one reason I came into you guys when the pandemic started, is that people also forget you guys have a lot of cleaners, whether it's household, but you guys also carry a lot of exterior cleaners for if you've got vinyl siding, you've got some even wood siding. You guys carry a lot of the stuff. Folks don't realize you don't have to pressure wash. You don't have to have a big, powerful pressure washer a lot of times for that stuff too. A lot of that stuff now is made to hook up straight to your garden hose, correct?
That's right. Yep.
And you guys hold back wall. It's on the left side wall still behind paint.
Yep.
I've been in there many a times. And it's everything from, you guys have everything in there from the bonus stuff to do hardwood floors all the way to the exterior cleaning. Yes. And again, go in there and talk to them about what you've got. They'll be able to show you the product they have that's going to clean that the best. Folks, those of you that listen to the show, I had Brandon from Renew Exterior cleaning a couple weeks ago, and he talked about how basically science is changing. That we used to think you got to pressure wash everything to make it clean, but now they have what's called this soft clean, right? This soft clean where the chemicals really and the science does the work and kind of lifts the stuff off so you can spray it off with a garden hose. And correct me if I'm wrong, if you're going to stain your deck or you're going to seal your deck, you probably want to get it good, nice and clean before you do so, right?
Yes.
And Trina, why is that? Why would you not just leave it dirty?
Because your stain will not adhere correctly.
Yes.
That is why.
Yeah, and guess what? In about 2 months, you're going to have that. You're going to be able. You think you're covering that stain until it comes right back because it's messing with the bond. Mm-hmm. It's not allowing that paint or that stain or that seal to bond the way it's supposed to. So it's something you guys can do. If it's something out of your element, give us a call at Pro 93. But folks, the real question today is, why aren't you talking to Elder Zace? Trina is waiting to give you the extra mile promise. She wants you to challenge her. She's asking for it right now. She's daring you because she's going to ask the right questions and give you the right stuff to take care of your next paint project. Folks, thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Ryan, kudos on the store and nothing but great experiences there. Keep it up. Thank you guys for what you guys provide to the community and really being the helpful hardware folks and meaning it. So I really appreciate that, brother.
Well, thank you for the time.
We've had Ryan and Trina here today talking about all things paint, folks. Go see them. One more time, Ryan, what's the phone number? How do they get a hold of you?
Phone number is 423-478-2544. The website is eldershardware.com.
Give them a call. Check them out online. Until next week, take care of your family. Love your neighbor. And, folks, just keep loving everybody so we can get through this thing together. We'll see you guys soon. See you next week. You've been listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz.